Here we go, 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 here we go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And look at that. We're live, man. We're live. All right. So hold on. I got to take this thing and I got to go post it onto my Twitter. Do it in half a second. See if we can. And man, I'm failing. Okay, whatever. What's going on, guys? How are you? We'll make it just kind of like a secret stream, I guess. Jeez, 139 people in here already. What's going on? So, I've been working on making a video this morning. I actually recorded it 2 different times, and I just wasn't pleased with what I was doing. So I figured, man, you know what? Let's just go straight out there and say what's up to everybody. So, hey, what's going on? And I don't see anything in the live stream. Let's see if I can get this thing going. Sorry, guys, tech difficulties. Last time I did this, it was the live chat took like, let's see, pop out the chat. Let's see if we can get it out like that. There we go. I see you guys. Okay, what's going on? Hey, everybody. All right, so I've been working on these charts all morning. It's just the same thing that we saw, over the last few days. And I wanted to address a couple of different things that are going on because I'm getting the same comments in all of my videos. I'm getting the same comments on my tweets, and I'm seeing the polls that are being conducted on Twitter and the answers that are being given. In that there's a massive expectation of much lower prices. So I figured since so many people are asking the question about are we going to get much lower prices, so since so many people believe that we're going to be getting much lower prices, I thought we'd address it because it's the same number coming up over and over again. We're getting the call for 12 cents. So we'll take a look at how people expected that, what they're seeing with that. So before we get through there, let's get through um, some of the normal stuff here. First of all, please like this video, give it a thumbs up before we get started. Of course, you guys could always check out bcbacker.com where I've got 19 videos with about 4.5 hours of videos on here. You guys could check that out anytime, and that will help get your mind right. But otherwise, let's take a look at this, right? So what's happening here, right? So we've had a big pullback. We've had a 30% pullback, and essentially people are grabbing this fractal right here and placing it right there. And that's how we're getting people calling for much lower prices and calling for 12 cents. And I get it. People do this whenever there's a lot of scary, fearful stuff in the market, but it just hasn't followed this fractal at all, and nobody was calling for this above 30 cents. But now that the prices have moved down and people have been wrong-footed multiple times, if they're doing any type of day trading, it seems to be that this is the popular call. Now, if something like this were to occur, this market would essentially just be broken. I hope people who understand that and who expect that the price could go down to uh, 12 cents, that this market would be broken. That wouldn't make any sense for that to happen right there. And essentially it's calling for the same thing over here on Bitcoin, right? Grabbing the big scary fractal and doing the same thing. So I'm getting comments like this daily of people who are expecting that this market will completely just fall apart like this. So we're going to address that. And let me try one more time to get a tweet put out on this thing and see if I can get this put on Twitter. And then we'll dive into it because I wanted to show you a video that I actually did 2 weeks ago, I think. 2 weeks ago. Let me hit the copy. There we go. Go to Twitter. And boom. There we go. All right, we're on Twitter. I got you guys there. There. We're looking good. All right. We're ready to rock. Okay, so with Bitcoin right here, right? So Essentially, people are just grabbing this fractal and fearful, right? So nobody was expecting this or placing this fractal while we were up here. It was once this big move pulled back that this became popular and that we were going to go crash down much lower. I'm not in the belief that that's going to happen because, well, I've been expecting the price to come down to this level for several weeks now. If not, I think it's like 46 days at this point now. Same for XRP. I'm not sitting here fearful of a complete collapse in price. We've been expecting 22.5 cents. It's not ironic that you get down near that range and that people start trying to find anything to say we're going to keep going lower. And that's just because this has been such a slop range. Anybody who's been doing any type of day trading in here at this point has gotten wrong footed multiple times. I couldn't imagine and any day trading in here. The FOMO was strong up here. The fear was big here. Then the FOMO was strong, and then the fear is back. And so it's just been an emotional whirlwind going through this thing, and now grabbing this fear fractal, the death fractal, has gained so much popularity and with the comments in this in every video. Every video is getting, hey, we're going to 12 cents. Every tweet is getting comments about this fractal. Pretty much just grabbing the previous March crash that happened and adding it in here. But we've been expecting this for over 40 days to come back to this level. Same with Bitcoin, expecting that we're not doing some type of massive crash, but expecting prices to come down to here. I wanted to show this, right? So I never actually show my old videos on my channel. It's not something I like to do because I try to remain humble in regards to what happens. I don't really ever like to come in here when prices do what my predictions were and say, ha, I told you so, because markets can really humble you. They can really do the opposite of what you expect sometimes. So I don't ever like to mess with the karma gods on that and sit there and say, hey, look at me. The thing I did want to show you though is with this video that we had back on August 26th. So this is not something to say, ha, look at me, I told you. This is to say, look, what's happening right now is something that was expected. And I do understand that when prices move down, a lot of times we kind of latch on to those ideas that prices are going to go much lower, just like we latch on to the ideas that the prices are going to go much higher after the prices have already risen. So I just wanted to kind of play this real quick and kind of show you my mentality right now. And I still stay true to this from what was posted on August 26th. Um, that, this move down here was expected, and I find it to be long-term bullish. I do not expect that we're doing the previous March crash fractal, but that we're actually just playing out like that. So let me just go through it. But then I come over to the Bitcoin chart, and that's where I get even more excited, right? So if you've watched this channel for a while, we have talked about a couple of different structures on whether or not Bitcoin is actually right in here, and we're kind of just getting ready for this big old move. But at the same time, I've stared at this structure so much and tried to visualize, well, if it isn't going to do just a straight line up, and if it's going to play out a longer role and it's going to do the whole 4-year cycle thing with the Bitcoin block reward halving and it takes longer to play out, what could I imagine happen? So I've gone around looking at as many charts as possible to figure out some kind of structure that looks something like this whack job right here, right? And I have found it on several charts, and that's how it usually plays out afterwards. Is that, we have a range bound price that stays there for a while and then eventually breaks out to a 4.236 Fibonacci extension. So we have kind of different scenarios here, right? Either a straight line up, which I think a lot of people are excited and hope that happens, or something that's a little bit more drawn out. Either one of these scenarios I'm okay with, and my expectations are that either one could happen. Either we have something break out and go just insanely fast, and well, it's over before we know it, or something that's drawn out and takes a year and a half to play out. Either way, both of them are completely fine with me, and part of me even hopes that we have something that's more drawn out because I've looked at these markets so long to know, and I've been there in that 2017 bull run to see how vital Bitcoin is in all of this, that even if we have this longer drawn out version of Bitcoin, it's way more bullish for the altcoins than it is if we just shoot straight up. If we just shoot straight up right now and the altcoins go with it, well, then that's probably going to be the end of cryptocurrency for several years in regards to speculative prices firing it way up. But if we have something with Bitcoin where things kind of play out slower, then maybe we see something like we saw in 2017, where there were two different altcoin rallies. So either way, it doesn't matter to me. If Bitcoin wants to consolidate and go sideways, which from a structural standpoint, comparing this to other charts that I've looked around and in different markets, this is the most likely scenario. So I wanted to show you guys that, right? That the expectation all along has been that there's been this pullback. I'm not saying that to be like egotistical or to say, hey, ha, I got it. This pullback was something that was expected, but now that we have the pullback, a lot of people are really grasping onto the idea that, hey, this is what we're doing for sure. But I just wanted to let you know and I just want to kind of squash it because I get so many comments of it in my videos that we're going to 12 cents for XRP. I get so many comments on my tweets, and I get, I saw the polls that were conducted that over 40% of people believe that we're going to go below 20 cents. So 40%, and we've spent 40 something days kind of waiting to get to this price level for XRP. And I just wanted to make sure my people are not swayed into this narrative that we're going to be crashing into absolute oblivion. And because a lot of fear does come in at the bottom of ranges, but I wanted to let you guys know. I don't think that's the case. So that's it. That's all I got, man. I put together like I recorded two different videos, and I was just like, oh man, I'm just gonna go live and hang out with these guys. So I'm gonna hang out with you guys in the chat, but I'm actually just gonna keep this stream somewhere around 30 minutes because I've actually been recording videos for like 5 hours. Oh yeah, hit the like, Drew Duraco, my man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Please hit the likes. There's 700 people in here, which is crazy. And there's 139 likes, so please drop the likes, hit the likes. Okay, there's super chats coming in. Thank you guys. Keep up the great work you do for us. Thanks, Dragonfire Crypto. Thank you guys. I hope you guys are doing okay through all this, man. I'm worried about a lot of people. When I saw that poll that said, let me turn that volume down a little bit. Sorry. There we go. Test top audio down. Okay, when I saw the poll that over 40% of people believe we're going below 20 cents, I thought, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We haven't learned anything. But at least 60% of people didn't, right? So there's still 60% that are great. Part of me just wants to like help everybody, right? But you can't do it. You can't help everybody. So that's just life. Let me check these out right here. I got Stefano DeSaro. Will XRP locked up for Flare keep the dollar above 22.5? I don't know if Flare has any impact on price. I just don't. But I appreciate the super chat. But sorry, I have no comment on that. Jonathan Lima, we'll see something when the Corona season is over. I sure hope so, man. I'm sick of it. If you guys hear kids in the background, that's because, yeah, doing homeschooling still. 6 months into this thing. We still have kids at this house, so if you hear people, the Denarian, what's up, BB and XRP community? What's up, brother? Tux Crypto, blockchain backer. It looks like you're on spot with the 2 months of consolidation for XRP. Yeah, I know it's sometimes I hate making time predictions, right? I just don't like doing it because they're going to be wrong most of the time. The only thing I can tell you in regards to timing is just that things are just slower this time, and that's it. They're just slower. When we look at everything from the past, we're moving about 4 times slower than we used to, so that's okay. Um, Stevie Ripple asked, how's BC Barker? And BC Barker is still alive and kicking, which is good. He has surpassed his expected date. So they thought he would only be, he had 3 weeks. So we're at 3.5 weeks right now. and he's still hopping around. He's still digging for table scraps, and his personality is there, and he's a sweet boy. So I wouldn't say that we're looking at like a final moment or anything with him anytime soon. We know that time's coming. There's no doubt that time is coming, but he's still here. He's still kicking. He's laying 50, 20 feet from me right now. I can see both. I can see three of his feet from here. And then okay, let me get these. I don't think I thanked Jonathan Lima. Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Jonathan Lima. Yeah, I look forward to Corona season being over. Robert Paul with the super chat. Thank you so much. Oh boy, I better turn this down just a little bit more just in case. Um, Robert Paul with a super chat. Great work on the videos, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. San Fran 49er fan super chat with a any opinion on Bidao project? I don't know what that is, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Charlie Rabone with the super chat. Been checking MACD on daily crossover imminent. I'll have to take a peek at it. I really don't. I look at it more on the monthly time frame. I don't use MACD too much, except for like monthly. I think on the monthly, it's like it's crossing on the monthly, which is exciting. With how to with the super chat, what's your thoughts on the use case side of XRP? By the way, you're a goat. Oh, thank you so much. Well, I've covered this many times. For me, over the last 5 years, with part of my business, I've had to do so many wire transfers. And the current way that we send money currently across the world is it's just like we're hanging out like in the 1970s or something. You walk into a bank, you hand them a piece of paper with the SWIFT account number and the beneficiary name and address and all that. And typically, when you're sending wire transfers to the other side of the world, the addresses are very different from what I'm used to here in the United States. Here in the United States, our addresses are very simple. You have your name, street, city, state, and zip code. It's pretty short. But you're going to have, on the other side of the world, you have providences and these addresses can get super long. So like for us, it's like city, and state, and that's really it. But for them, it breaks down even much further, right? It's like six things, right? I'm in like the northwest corner of the East District of this province of this state. It's so much more. And in the end, you have to get all of these things correct when you're handing this piece of paper and when the teller is filling out all the information for the wire transfer, and it's all got to be done perfect. Plus, it costs $45 to send it. And then it just gets sent off. And then you never get any confirmation from your bank. You can be sending a $20,000, $30,000 wire transfer, whatever amount. But I have done wire transfers in excess of those numbers before, and you don't have any confirmation of them receiving the money. The only confirmation you ever get of them receiving the money is if they will call you, if the person you sent it to gives you a phone call or sends you an email and said, "Hey, yeah, we actually got it." Otherwise, there's nothing telling you that they've received it. Um, and and that's the way money moves now. And plus, it takes a day or two for it to get there. So that system, I have very firsthand experience with that system and knowing that it's just absolutely ridiculous that we still do that to this day. Um, and with all the relationships that Ripple has with banks and how fast XRP is, and giving us if we have the ability to completely revamp the way that money is sent from a business perspective internationally, that's always been the biggest use case for me, is that with businesses and international trade, that those are large dollar figures that have to move around. And that's always been the main thing for me. Now, let's pretend none of that ever happens, right? And in the worst case scenario, we just have speculative bull runs in cryptocurrency, and that's it. Well, I've done enough analysis on this to see that XRP goes off in all the bull runs, and we really got to see also that at the end of the 2017 bull run when Bitcoin transaction fees got really high, and we're starting to see similarities to that. That problem hasn't been solved with Bitcoin or with Ethereum right now. So, what happened was when it was time for people to exit the market, what happened? They moved all their money into XRP on the exchanges and then shifted it around. So we saw this big, massive flash into XRP because it was the fastest and cheapest cryptocurrency at the time. So even in a worst case scenario, you have this end of bull run where all the money just flows into the one asset so people can move it really fast. Of course, that would mean we have a really fast bull run at that time, and you'd have to kind of be prepared for it, and be mindful of the narratives that come into play for people saying why it's happening. But there you go. I hope that I hope that answered. But those are two use cases. There are more, but I think that's going to cover it for now. But thank you for the super chat. And then Chester with another Chester Adlin with another person on Bido. So I don't know anything about it. Thank you for the super chat. Be mindful of people who's. I do have to say this though, because I'm gonna say because now we have two super chats for people pushing this coin that I've never heard of. Be mindful of that. I don't know what the intention is of people pushing this coin, so be careful of that if you get my drift. Brandon Matthews with the super chat. Thanks for all the hard work. It makes a difference. Oh, thank you so much. So, all right. I appreciate it, Brandon. I appreciate all the super chats. Let me get into the chat. So let's see here. All right. So the things we've talked about here, in case there's 700 people in here right now, I don't know how many people got to see what we talked about earlier. First of all, please hit the like button. I appreciate it so much. Of course, check out bcbacker.com if you're new, or if you're experienced, to get the really big picture right now. Because one of the main things that I started this thing off with is that this seems to be the popular opinion right now. In the XRP community, is that they're grabbing this fractal right here and saying that we're going to gloom and doom. I saw a poll posted on Twitter with over 40% of people believing that we're going to go to 20 cents or below. So 40% of the XRP community or XRP investors believe that we're going to 20 cents or below. And we've spent so much time saying we're coming down to this range, and still 40% of people suddenly believe we're going lower. And the thing I keep getting comments on my videos for, comments on my tweets for, is that we're going to 12 cents. So essentially, this gloom and doom fractal is being applied over here. It hasn't matched it so far. I guess people are going like this to make that happen. But in the end, this is kind of what happens. You get down to your zone, maximum fear comes in, people expect much lower prices and they sell, and that's how you can accumulate lower prices. The only way you can ever accumulate really low prices is somebody sold it expecting that it's going to go even lower. That's the only way you can ever buy low, is somebody has to believe it's going to go lower. So there you go. Good job, Yoda. So anyway, I thought we'd address that, man, because I'm getting the comments in every video and every tweet. Sid last. It's going to do the opposite of what everyone thinks. Yeah, usually it does, right? So right now, 40% of people believe we're going even lower. But it's funny though, because you don't see many bullish tweets anymore, right? At 30 cents, we saw lots of them, but now we're not seeing them anymore. No, we're seeing gloom and doom. James, I'd buy a lot more at 12. Yeah, that's what people say. So that people will sell thinking that that's going to happen. Well, that's where the blockchain backer comes in and buys them at 22. XRP, I pity the fool. Joshua Medellin, more content added to BC Backer exit plan. Oh, there will be soon, man. I had to take a break. I'm telling you, I worked on that thing for 3.5 to 4 weeks, and there were long days and long nights working on that thing. And it's nice to like take a break, take a break for a minute, and just do. So I was making the YouTube videos at the same time, and then being done with the YouTube videos, and then doing that late into the night. So I'm just kind of like letting that go for a minute. And then the new stuff as requests, right? So what I'm really kind of doing is getting more feedback from people on what are the requests that they have, or what things are you looking for on there that you don't see. Haven't really had any, like, I'm waiting for it to be like 3 or 4 people to say, hey, I wish there was more on this, but there hasn't been anything. So far, I haven't had too many things at all, really, to be added. I tried to go really in depth on that thing, to try to build the whole picture, right? So it's not only just building an exit plan. An exit plan's part of it, but the only way you can build the exit plan is if we review all of how we get there. So you have to. I had to do the big case building of all of it until we could finally get to it. And so if I just call out an exit plan and say this is what it is, if there wasn't big justifications for why we do that, I wanted it to be like, okay, this all makes perfect sense because we went through all of this stuff together, and now all of that makes sense. And then of course, managing emotions, and then that spreadsheet. Um, and then of course I go through like the tools and the indicators, and Fibonacci's get their own section as expected, right? Fibonacci's get their own section. But yeah, Elliott wave in depth, please. Yeah, so I mentioned that in there. Like maybe we'll talk about Elliott waves. The Elliott waves are so intricate, and the rules are so detailed, and there's so many of them. I remember, so I posted about that zigzag thing. Let me see here. Let's go here. All right, so we have two equal waves right here and a zigzag correction, right? And even the rules on this are so intricate and detailed, and I posted that on my Twitter. Let's see right there. There's rules of zigzags. That's not flats, triangles, or combinations. That's just zigzags. So if we had to go through everything else too, it would be so. I would think that the course alone for Elliott waves would probably be 12 hours, maybe. I don't know. The thing is to at least understand the basics, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 followed by an ABC. Um, and getting those basics down. I know Wikipedia even has a page on Elliott waves, so definitely, just if you don't know anything about Elliott waves, at least Google it and check out the Wikipedia page and just read it, right? Um, a lot of times, there's so many rules on it. A lot of people get them wrong. So every time I mention Elliott waves on here, there'll be somebody who tries to correct me and say the rule is wrong, what I've done is wrong, and I have to correct them and tell them, no, you're wrong. And I hate doing that. Ryan Rendon, it looks like you zigged when you should have zagged. I kid, I kid. Uh, Joe Silva, we need Bitcoin and Ethereum pushing up to see that nice move up on XRP. Do you think? Do you not think? So right now, it's obvious, right? The market's all moving in tandem. Everything's moving together. There has been no separation. Everything is moving together. So yeah, it's going to be the whole market moving together right now until things change. But like it has always been, it's been moving together. Bradley Hemmings, good afternoon, blockchain backer from the United Kingdom. What's going on, man? It's awesome. Opposite side of the world from me. Tux Crypto. Blockchain backer, how did you learn TA? Just like most people do. You start out, you think you know what you're doing, you get wrecked a couple of times, and that motivates you to self-educate a whole lot more. And so, nothing can substitute really experience and time in the charts. And I have always been really kind of obsessive about the charts. So the moment I started, I dived in and it was hours every day. And when you just spend so many hours every single day for years, you get good at something. It's just like anything. I know that the digital asset investor talks a lot about him and his kids and go out and playing baseball, and it's got nothing to do with, whether or not you have the natural talent or not. It's how much effort and time did you put into it. So all this stuff here is not just being some guru or anything like that. This was effort. This was time. This was thousands upon hours of just learning. So, and then with all that, that's why I tried to put all this in here. So I really tried to speed track a lot of it. A lot of stuff you just kind of have to, when it comes to like picking and choosing specific stuff, you're going to have to dive into the charts. But I tried to take a lot of that and speed track you through the things that we have a hard time in this market with. When you're brand new to this market, it is so difficult to um, get your bearings, I think, right? And even when you've been in this market for a long time, there's still the same behaviors, right? Like right now, people are freaking out that, we get to the bottom of the range, freaking out that we're going to break down lower, and not seeing through that. Or when a coin pumps 1,000% and people run onto Twitter and say, "Hey, go buy this, man. Go buy this. It's up 1,000%. It's still early, right?" It's like just finding the discipline on not chasing that type of stuff, and how much that can help you, because when you're new, you chase a lot of that stuff. C. Stewart, Connie, what's up? Catching you live but driving, so I cannot chat. Thank you for your objectives, Connie. All right, put the phone down. What's going on? Looking out the window, hearing the blockchain backer coming through the speakers of your vehicle. Drive safe. From the UK too. Silver Surfer. I would love to go to the UK. That will be one day. So that's the thing, right? So like one thing I don't do much on this channel, but I do sometimes do it, is I talk about, what I'm gonna do when we moon, right? I'm not gonna buy any Lambos. If I buy a new vehicle, it's not gonna be super flashy. I plan on buying a truck, but it won't be super flashy. My main things are just having some land, and nice land, right? Beautiful land, and being able to travel and going to the UK, going to you know, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, all that stuff, Britain. That's definitely on the bucket list for sure. Pivotable, a Cybertruck? No, absolutely not. Oh man, Alex Cobb would have loved it today, man. Pre-market, the Tesla stock price was zero. There was a big fat red arrow, big fat red weekly candle on it. DJ Chris England, how long do you expect this consolidation in this range? Well, you know, we'll see, man. I don't like to predict time. Sorry, man. Ah, Drew, hit the likes. Yeah, hit the likes, subscribe to the channel, and of course, check out bcbacker.com. Zero doubt. Backer, keep in mind, private property will be outlawed, likely travel limited as well. Ah, we'll see, man. We'll see. There's a lot of theories out there right now, man. Hey, isn't today supposed to be like for all the Riddlers, it's supposed to be a really big day? September 15th? Isn't today like their super big day? Another one of their dates? Pitiful. I was hoping we could be Cybertruck buddies. Ah, man, one day, baby. So, all right. Uh, Somebody asked, how's the pooch? I did give a BC backer update earlier. He's still here. He's still walking around, kicking, eating his food, doing his thing. People had suggested CBD, I think is what it's called, right? So he is taking that for those people who recommended that. We'll see. Who is your favorite Twitter follow? Wave Mappers. I think his name is Sven. Sven. That guy. Northman Trader. That's my favorite follow. What happens? Let's see. Ard Vermat. What happens with the altcoins if Bitcoin is rising? Well, I talk a lot about that in here on the scenarios on that. So there's different scenarios on whether or not altcoins go up while Bitcoin goes up, or if Bitcoin goes up on its own. Either way, there are different plays for that. Steven and Sinosa, are you still looking for 225 and up or an un? All right. Okay. So yeah. So the reason why I made this live stream is I had recorded two videos prior to doing this, and I wasn't satisfied with how the videos were coming out. And right now, on my previous videos that I've made this week and on my tweets on Twitter, I keep getting the same thing over and over again. People are calling for 12 cents over and over again. And essentially, people are in fear right now. So they're grabbing this fractal right here and applying it and saying that we're going to be going down to the lows all over again, which is a good sign for those who understand the psychology of markets, that people get fearful when they're supposed to. So, nobody was fearful about this when we were up here. After this big wrong footing happened right here, when Bitcoin retraced to its 0.702 retracement, we come down here. Now the market is convinced that we're going much lower. 40% of people answered in a poll that they expect the price to go to 20 cents or lower at this point, as we are now approaching the bottom side of this range. So I wanted to make this video to address it because I'm getting too many comments about it and too many tweets about it that we're going to 12.5 cents, and merely copying this fractal from our last crash, applying it to here. And I just wanted to address it and say, I don't think it's going to happen. But I get it on every tweet and on every video that we're going to 12 cents. So I just wanted to say, no, I don't think so, man. And I'm going to still expect that there's the potential for 22.5, and that's where I'll grab it with my final entries if we get it. And then NSO Rayon, still waiting. XRP under 22 weeks and waiting. I know, man. Trust me. Not only am I waiting, I'm trying to do my best to make videos during this time. This is 10 days, guys. That's 10 days of this. Trying to get you guys stuff out. But I'm remaining consistent with my message of what I expect. So I'm not gonna come in here and change what I think or change anything that I'm saying. I'm gonna remain consistent with my messaging, and we're at 10 days now. Ray, hi, blockchain backer. Do you believe in overnight price rise to a big number like $100? No, I don't. I don't. It's in our community, there's a lot of theories out there, and I find a lot of them as entertainment. A lot of these come from entertainment channels, and I treat them as entertainment. And the thing that I always respect is this bad boy right here, the chart. So, but I do expect prices to go much higher. So, all right, there you go. Do you think XRP will be a global currency? I've never considered it to be a global currency. I've always considered it to be something we move money through. But you never know, right? I mean, it would take everybody getting on board for that. Will that happen? I don't know. I don't know. I can't speculate on that. I speculate on the charts. So, all right. That's going to wrap it up, guys. I appreciate y'all for watching. If you could hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. And I hope that you guys are having a good week. We're still waiting, and I wanted to just address the whole 12-cent stuff because I'm getting way too many comments on 12 cents. So, not unusual to get that near the bottom of a range. Somebody's got to be selling expecting lower in order for us to be buying, right? You can't buy unless somebody's willing to sell, and if somebody's selling, it's because they're expecting lower. So I wanted to address that, let you guys know I don't believe in 12 cents. 22 and a half, if we get it, I'm going hard. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this live stream, like this video, and give it a thumbs up. Check out bcbacker.com to get 19 videos. Follow me over here on Twitter at bcbacker. And I hope that you guys are having a great day. So let me see. I just always stumble in the live stream. So all right, please like this video and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick me up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good